Wait, time out. You are wearing a Purdue shirt right now.
I just have it.
And you're supporting St. Peter's?
Yes, but also no. I'm just rooting for basketball.
This is why Andy can't participate in March Madness. Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is by you. Welcome back to the Underqualified Knuckleheads podcast. Today, I am joined by my co-host, as always, Andy Newman, and a familiar face in Mr. Zach Greer. Welcome back to the podcast, Zach.
I'm back. Yes. Thanks for having me back.
No problem. It was my idea. And it's a good idea because Zach is awesome. He knows stuff.
Zach is very awesome. We have a little bit of March Madness talk today, as well as a little more NFL, and a particularly stingy this or that for this week's episode. Zach has grown a little bit in expertise in March Madness after getting relatively TikTok famous. Would we say?
I would say relatively enough. Yeah, you're TikTok famous now, maybe.
Like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 TikTok fame?
I would probably say like 6.2 out of 7. I gained like almost 4,000 followers in like 6 hours.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And
I will say that.
And it was based off your March Madness picks. How are those March Madness picks doing?
The laughter is kind of a common thing because all 4 of my Final Four teams are now gone.
So are mine.
I don't think we're too good at this, guys. Maybe that's why we'll...
No. I think it's because the top teams, which is what we all picked because they were the best teams, lost, and now we're kind of set with like the good teams, but like not the like greatest.
I think it'll be an interesting conclusion to the NCAA tournament, but
it's going to be the St. Peter's Peacocks and Doug.
Yeah,
it's happening.
With our
We're doing it.
With our bracketology, I think we should stay underqualified for just a little bit longer. I don't think we can.
I would say Zach is qualified, but he may be underqualified in picking correct tournament games.
I just picked the wrong upsets. It's
correct.
It's fine. It's fine.
I do believe. Okay, so we have a Newslink Indiana, which is what all 3 of us do here at Ball State. We have a Newslink Indiana bracket challenge. And we have people that literally don't ever watch basketball.
Who are winning.
Who are beating Zach because Zach is in dead last.
No, I'm in dead last.
No, Zach is now.
Zach is in dead last?
I think I'm in dead last
I
now.
just looked.
So, the people who are first and second are weathermen who don't watch basketball.
If that doesn't say anything, I don't know what does.
If they know the weather in whichever place they're playing, they know which team's going to win.
The
It's
mildew that
I
is
think
underneath the floorboards.
I think I'm below someone who literally picked off of which mascots they liked more.
Yeah, that was me actually.
That's so bad.
I picked my
That's
news.
so
I
bad.
picked. I have 2 brackets. I have my bracket with the Daily News Sports section and my bracket with Newslink Indiana. Me and my friend Elise actually picked the Newslink Indiana bracket, and she only picked teams if she only picked teams to win if she knew their team slogan. So Boiler Up, I think, is Purdue's. She has Boiler Up winning it all, as well as Roll Tide in the Final Four.
And I did research. If that doesn't tell you anything about March Madness,
March Madness.
That sucks.
Is the best tournament in all of sport.
But you know what's even better than March Madness?
Don't know.
I would not
segue.
I would not say it's better than the NFL, but there are
different,
2.
Also a sport as March Madness. The NFL. There you go.
That's okay. I like that one better.
Yeah. We're learning the transitions. We're gonna hit 2 of these quick things because they happened very recently and they're very important for Andy to talk about. And I think they might reshape the AFC a little bit. The first one is Matt Ryan going to Andy's Indianapolis Colts for just a 3rd round pick. What were your initial thoughts? Because I think they were looking at Baker Mayfield. They were looking at trading in the draft. How do you feel about getting Matt Ryan?
My first initial reaction to seeing the news kind of come up was, yeah, okay, sure. Literally, it was, yeah, okay, sure. Why not? I mean, what other option did we really have? But the more that I've kind of looked into it and seen, it kind of looks like Matt Ryan's awesome. People are pretty high on the dude. So I'm I'm chilling with it. Like, I don't know. People aren't apparently very high on Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Matt Ryan was in a sorry franchise in Atlanta. If you want to look at it, he had no weapons. He had no offensive line. Like, it was bad.
And he still threw for almost 4,000 yards.
Right. Like, he's a good quarterback. He was just in a bad situation. Do I think that this elevates the Colts into, like, top AFC contention?
Probably not.
Probably not. But who else were they going to get? Baker, Jimmy G,
exactly.
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Like, Matt Ryan was clear the best quarterback, and they got him.
I think this puts the Colts in just about wild card contention. Maybe a shout to win the AFC South.
I think they're better. I think they're better than the Titans for sure.
It depends. It really depends on how good Derrick Henry comes out of it.
How much he comes back from that injury. I think it is a great idea from the Colts. They get a third-round pick for a proven veteran, elite quarterback. He doesn't have a Super Bowl ring, and we all know why, but he's definitely been to the show. He's been on that stage.
Which I like.
He's an
MVP.
Whereas Baker Mayfield, I heard the Browns were demanding a first-round pick for Baker Mayfield, and as much upside as he has compared to Matt Ryan, because Baker's obviously a lot younger. I think Matt Ryan is the safer choice, and this does put the Colts in pole position for maybe 2 or 3 years down the line when the QB market might be a little changed, might be a little better to look for their next franchise QB.
Yeah,
that's everything for me.
But all we need is some sort of perennial wide receiver, and obviously those have been going around and getting traded a lot. Would have been nice, but I completely understand us not going for this next guy, which was an insane out of the blue kind of thing for me, at least.
I think the grumblings happened early in the morning, and by mid-afternoon, it was traded. Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs to Miami for a 2022 first-round pick, a 2022 second-round, and a fourth-round, plus 2023 fourth-round and sixth-round picks. Andy thinks they overpaid.
A little bit.
I don't at all. I mean, Tyreek Hill is a top 10, if not top 5, top 3 receiver in the NFL. Put him with Jalen Waddle, and you've got a pretty good duo there in Miami.
Tyreek Hill does stuff with the football that literally no other wide receiver can do. I rank him very highly on wide receivers, but I honestly like this for the Chiefs much better, which I will go into more depth later in the podcast. I like this move for the Chiefs. It's just, can you trust Tua to lead Miami to a playoff spot with all of these weapons? You have the weapons now. Can he do it?
And then also, okay, so my reason that I think that they overpaid, so they gave up a first, a second, a fourth, and another fourth, and a sixth, and then made him the highest paid receiver of all time. For Davante Adams, the Packers traded away, got a second and a first-round pick only, and made him the second highest paid receiver of all time.
I mean, at the time, he was the highest paid receiver.
Well, exactly. He was, but I think Davante Adams is better than Tyreek Hill, personally.
He is.
So you gave up a lot more for a little bit less and more money. I think it was a little bit overpaid.
I agree with you.
That's just my perspective.
I can see that. I think, like Zach said, it is a good cap clearing space for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have freed up $70 million.
The Chiefs did well on this, and so did the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think it's a good mutually beneficial trade.
Yeah.
I don't like what the Chiefs did. They freed up $70 million in cap space, and then they signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling for a
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
I have some things to say about that.
We'll throw it back to that, but I think it was good for both teams. I don't think anybody's really going to lose. I really like how the Dolphins organization is pretty much putting it all on the table for Tua
and the Dolphins didn't have the picks to give. They have 2 first-round picks next year still.
Yeah,
right.
That's crazy.
They're still sitting pretty. And this is the organization saying to Tua, like, hey, you need to perform. Like, if he can't perform, they've got 2 first-round draft picks next year, and one of them might be on a quarterback.
I'm very iffy with Tua, but I really like what Miami's doing in the sense that we talked about this earlier, Daniel, about how they're trying to make their offense like what it was at Alabama for Tua, with getting a bunch of like speedy dudes like they had with
Makes sense.
with Ruggs and Smith and Waddle, like all these guys that they had at Alabama. Now you have Waddle back and Tyreek Hill, who is the fastest guy in the NFL. So he's one of the fastest guys in the NFL.
I think he is. Yeah.
So yeah, he's got the Alabama style offense. It's just going to be tricky to see what he can actually do, and to have a guy like Teddy Bridgewater behind him is actually going to probably be pretty beneficial for him.
Maybe light a fire a little bit. I think Teddy Bridgewater is like a better backup quarterback than Ryan Fitzpatrick because Ryan Fitzpatrick is.
Ryan's the GOAT. Come on.
He's got the Fitz magic. Like he'll come in for an injured player, or he'll be like the guy.
He's a starter. He's not a backup.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's almost too much. Teddy Bridgewater.
Bridgewater. There you go.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes.
He can be that, but we've seen he's been given starting quarterback opportunities and kind of squandered them. So
yeah, he's not as good as Jacoby.
He's not as good as.
I think of like Jacoby Brissett, Bridgewater, Fitzpatrick, and Mariota all in that like tier of like if they're the starting quarterback, they're kind of on like the lower level. But
Correct.
if they're a backup, then they're amazing.
And I think you could throw Mitch in there as well. Trubisky.
Yes, you can throw Mitch in there as well.
But yeah, no. But going back to the Tua and the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill, I saw a bunch of memes of like somebody trying to put like a rocket launcher in a handgun, and it was the handgun was Tua and the rocket launcher was Jalen Waddle. It's like the missile. And I'm like, oh man, that's so like they have all the weapons, but I don't think it's gonna be able to fire, man. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. I think it'll turn out. I think the season, the 2022 NFL season is going to be another fun one to watch.
Yeah. Especially in the AFC.
Especially in the AFC, and we'll get to that later. Yeah. The AFC is
on fire.
On fire. Yeah. Moving over to what could have been on fire is last night's March Madness brackets matchups.
Oh, they're on fire. Mine's on fire.
Mine was on fire last Thursday.
Yours was on fire the first 5 minutes of like 12 o'clock at like 12:15.
I texted my wing, like my dorm wing, and I was like, if you hear me getting mad, guys, it's okay. My bracket's just screwed.
Yep.
Number 1 Gonzaga falls to number 4 Arkansas. Villanova beats Michigan, which I kind of had, but not too much.
That wasn't surprising.
Number 2 Duke holds on over Texas Tech, and Houston knocks out number 1 Arizona. My Final Four was Gonzaga, Arizona, Wisconsin, and not Texas Tech.
Virginia Tech. Right? Yeah. Why?
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
The Virginia Tech was kind of like a long play because they were coming off hot. I thought they'd have what it takes. They didn't. They really didn't.
No, they did not.
But Wisconsin
was good.
Yeah, in like early February.
Yeah, they were playing solid Big Ten ball.
Right. In early February.
Yeah. I don't know. I had them going. Well, yeah, I cried about it. It's okay. Like you don't have to cry.
Actually?
No.
I was about to say.
Andy.
I'm like, hey.
This is March. I didn't put money on this.
I have a fun fact about March Madness. And the games last night.
Okay.
JD Note. Do you guys know who that is?
I've heard the name.
He's the guard for Arkansas.
Yep.
Okay.
He shot 9 for 29 yesterday. He took 29 shots and made 9 of them. And they still won.
What?
Because their game plan, very simple, is just attack Chet Holmgren. He fouled out with 3.5 minutes left in the game.
That final foul was totally bull, though.
It was.
That was not a worthy enough foul.
Like 3 out of the 5 fouls that Chet had, it could go either way, and it could clearly be not called a foul. It's just that was some really weird officiating in the game.
Got a little weird, but they had a game plan. Shut Chet Holmgren down, and that's what they did.
And you know what? With Drew Timme gone, it is there's nobody else that can rival the greatest mustache in the NCAA tournament, Doug Edert, and the Peacocks. So get him out of there. We don't need him. We don't need that mustache. We got Doug now.
Yeah. Gonzaga's going to be weird next year because Timmy's going to leave. I assume Timmy's gone.
Does he go to the NBA? He's good, right? Like he's good enough to go to the NBA. Right?
He's probably. I think he's projected mid to late first to early second.
Got it.
Not great.
So the Pacers.
Not great, but not bad. If you went to a Pacers, I think that'd be good for you, Andy.
So Timme,
I'll take it.
Drew Timmy's probably going to leave. Chet's obviously gone. Andrew
he's a lottery pick.
He's top 3, potentially number 1 pick.
Pistons,
potentially.
Holmgren,
yeah.
Pistons.
And then their guard Andrew Nimhard, he might come back to school. He's also projected in the same area that Drew Timme is. So if all three of them leave, then Gonzaga might not even win their conference next year. And that's crazy to say that. But, I mean...
I feel like Gonzaga's always
Did they bring in
overrated
any
now.
high recruits?
No.
No.
They were pretty slow.
All the top recruits for the class of 2022 are going to Duke.
I think Duke. I heard a lot of really.
I think there's a couple of Memphis. There's
Honestly,
a couple. There's obviously there's the Kentucky and like the UCLA but like Duke has majority of the top recruits.
I don't know what goes on in really good high school basketball players' mind, but if I'm going to a school that is losing their longtime head coach and Coach
I was
K,
about to ask that as well.
I'm a little uneasy about that program.
It's strange, but I mean, hey, full-ride scholarship to go to Duke for basketball.
I mean that's true.
If someone's giving it to you, you take it.
Next game, Villanova, Michigan.
As a Wolverine fan, I had Michigan losing to Colorado State.
Oh, so did I.
Way back when. I love the Wolverines, but I was trying to be logical. And after they busted my bracket, I was like, hey, they could go far. They didn't.
They did not.
They went far enough.
Not bad.
They went farther than I think a lot of people expected because this Michigan team could beat anybody in the country if they were playing their best basketball, but could lose to like a D2 school.
Yep.
So Kentucky.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I didn't pick them to beat Colorado State because I really liked Colorado State.
They were looking good.
They were looking really good. And Michigan just destroyed them and then knocked out Tennessee, which was a game that I did not expect Tennessee to lose. And the only reason why Michigan lost this game was because just Villanova has way more experience. Like, Jay Wright is such a good coach. Colin Gillespie is so cruel to everybody that he plays against. And just, they have a lot of fifth-year seniors on this team. They know what they're doing. They've been to March Madness. They just kind of outplayed them.
My question is, do you think Juwan Howard is coming back for another season after this?
Give me more slapping people in the face.
Honestly,
I want more.
I think so.
I think he hasn't done anything. I mean, other than trying to beat up a Wisconsin coach,
dude,
he hasn't done anything.
He should book a fight with Logan Paul. The silence was so loud.
You know, it would rake in a lot of money.
I would totally watch that.
I would watch a lot of the people in the sporting world. I would like hands down put my entire career earnings for the future, like whatever I make in the future, I would put it down on watching Bill Belichick just beat up Tom Brady.
Dude.
Put him in a ring.
So you're telling me that a fight with Juwan Howard would be a 49-year-old Juwan Howard versus a 26-year-old Logan Paul.
I have Juwan Howard.
I'd have Juwan.
I have Juwan Howard in
right
that. Woo! He's got the right hook.
Juwan Howard's 6'9".
Yeah, the claw over the top. Yeah, I got Juwan Howard.
He's got the reach too. Yeah. No. Okay. Next game.
Duke holds out to beat Texas Tech. I really had Texas Tech winning.
I think everyone did.
No, hey, except for Caleb Zuber.
Shout out to our guy in Newslink, Indiana Sports, Caleb Zuber.
I walked over to him in the newsroom last night, and I stared him down, and I said, hey, I hope you like wearing that Duke shirt because you're not going to be wearing it tomorrow. I was talking mad trash. I was so confident. And then I saw him in line getting pizza today, and I owned up. I was like, you were right, man. You were right.
Dude, he was talking about everyone was saying that no one even gave Duke a chance.
I really don't think
they didn't, because Texas Tech is so physical and Duke has been struggling against physical teams. Like you saw the North Carolina game in Cameron Indoor, Coach K's last game, North Carolina ran them out the building because they were just so physical, and Texas Tech plays that exact same offense, so everyone was like, Duke's going to struggle. And they've struggled, recently, so they're probably going to struggle here.
Yep. And Coach K gets his 100th tournament win, which is
good for him.
Good for him.
Massive.
Good for him.
Here's my back pocket idea. Now that all of my Final Four teams are out, I would like to see Coach K go out on top.
Sure.
Crazy thing that I don't know if I told you guys, but I definitely told you that North Carolina and Duke have never played each other in an NCAA tournament game.
Really?
Never have.
Wait, okay, so what needs to happen to get there?
They both have to reach the Final Four. Huh. And North Carolina has to go up against UCLA tonight, and then the winner of Purdue and St. Peter's.
Yeah. So moving on, Houston takes down number 1 Arizona. I mean, we have a guy in our sports section, Darren Cobb, who has Houston winning the whole thing, and I laughed him out the building. And I am the longer the NCAA tournament goes on, the more apologetic I am to the people who I said my bracket was better than theirs.
Yep.
We know nothing. We know absolutely nothing. But Arizona was my pick to win it all.
Whoops.
Shout out Jamal Sheed from Houston. That dude is so good.
It didn't even look like bad. Like, it wasn't like Arizona got played off the court. They didn't click all night.
That was the most satisfying game of basketball that I've seen like in a while for Houston. They played really good defense and then just went down the floor and made really good shots.
Yeah,
and they picked Arizona apart.
They're in good contention, especially taking down the number 1 seed to move throughout the rest of this tournament.
For sure.
I could easily see a Houston Final Four now.
Yeah. So now that we have that out of the way, our games, the games tonight, the final part of the Sweet 16. Let's go through and talk about each of the matchups.
Yeah, Andy, what kind of sweatshirt you wearing today?
I'm actually not wearing a sweatshirt. This is a t-shirt over a sweatshirt.
Oh, okay.
But it is. I'll go with sweatshirt. I am supporting my boys Louis Frucci, Noah Shear, and Hayden, the man, the myth, Stafford, in the Purdue Boilermakers tonight as they play. You know what? Maybe I'm not. Because they're playing the Peacocks.
Wait, time out. You are wearing a Purdue shirt right now.
I just have it.
And you're supporting St. Peter's?
Yes. But also no. I'm just rooting for basketball.
This is why Andy can't participate in March Madness.
Yes.
I don't know how anybody on St. Peter's is going to be able to contend 7-4 Zach Edey.
No, they're
Who
not.
cares?
I can completely. I mean,
Doug can do it.
I think when you say I can't see St. Peter's winning this game, you just open the door and write the script for St. Peter's.
Here's what I'm going to say. My girlfriend goes to Purdue. However, I'm going to root for St. Peter's tonight.
Wow.
Because I think the key for them to win, they have to be able to space the floor to get Zach Edey out of the paint and then feed it inside. Get him in foul trouble. That's how you beat Purdue, is to wear them out. And then you got to hope that Jaden Ivey just doesn't go crazy.
The same type of scheme and layout that Arizona put in for Gonzaga, I think, is kind of how they have to follow tonight. And I am all Peacock. I am
rooting for St. Peter's.
Okay.
Peacock, baby. And you can't.
No.
You are wearing a Purdue shirt.
I'm okay. I forgot about Brubaker as well. Sorry, Brube. Anyway, I want the Peacocks to win, but I also, you know what? Like, I'm sure Hayden would be happy. I don't know if he really cares. So
you understand the controversy, right?
I don't know. I'm supporting basketball.
Do you know how much outrage will be if Purdue just like wins by 20?
I'd be sad.
Everybody in the entire United States of America, except for West Lafayette, Indiana, will be so sad that St. Peter's is going to lose.
I'm gonna miss Doug.
I'm rooting for the Peacocks. Low-key,
I am too.
I kind of think they can do it.
I think they can, and I really want them to. And I'll be all over that tonight.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. Question. So, they would play Duke in the Elite Eight if they win,
They would
right?
play the winner of North Carolina UCLA in the Elite Eight.
So they could play Duke in the Final Four.
They could play Villanova in the national championship.
They could do whatever they want. They could run the ship.
All the number 1 seeds except for Kansas are gone. Wide open.
Speaking of Kansas versus Providence is 20 minutes after the tip-off of Purdue St. Peter's. I really want Providence to win.
Yeah, so all the number 1 seeds will be out.
I also, a lot of other people in my brackets have Kansas winning it all, and if they lose, then we're all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, I root for controversy and I root for upsets. Providence has one of the best defenses in the entire country, and if Ochai Agbaji gets shut down for Kansas, Providence can just run the show.
I think Providence has very quietly and very slowly moved their name back to the national powerhouse list of basketball programs.
Yeah. Woo! I agree with that.
The Friars, man.
Yeah, the Friars.
What a group.
Yes. North Carolina and UCLA in the first late game of the night. there's something interesting about UCLA. All three of us are Ball State students. Ball State announced this morning that UCLA assistant basketball coach Michael Lewis is going to be the next head coach of Ball State men's basketball following UCLA's conclusion of their season.
Cool.
Good for Michael. Welcome to
Muncie.
Welcome to Muncie.
Yep, totally the same as California.
Los Angeles.
Imagine.
Yes.
I mean,
Yikes.
I know he's a really good basketball coach, and I think they made a very good pick in their next head coach. But boy, moving from Los Angeles to Muncie, Indiana.
I'd say it's the same.
Andy, have you ever been to LA? Yeah, there we go.
No.
What's the farthest west you've gone?
I have been to California, but I was less than 1 year old.
You want to know the farthest west I've ever been? Iowa.
Oh boy.
Dude, Iowa's on the West Coast, I would say.
Right.
Right?
I have been to LA, and trust me, it beats Muncie.
Darn, that stinks.
Speaking of Iowa, Iowa State and Miami, University of Miami.
Did we even pick who's going to win for the North Carolina UCLA game?
I mean, I think
UNC. I picked it in my bracket. I got
UNC.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think you're right. I think we missed it, but UNC. I mean, all love for Michael Lewis, who's now the new head coach.
UCLA.
But
respectfully, I have to go with my bracket.
I want UNC to meet up against Duke. Like that's got to happen.
Oh wait, no, I actually have UCLA. That's my last team that I could actually have win and get points. So I need UCLA.
You and brackets, man.
Dude, I don't know.
Listen, I'm with brackets too. And speaking of my bracket, I actually had Miami in the Elite Eight.
I didn't.
Yeah, good for you.
So
thank you. I appreciate that. I did not believe in Auburn at all because I had them losing in the first round. But still, I think I knew Miami was good. And they can make the Final Four.
I would like Iowa State to lose strictly because Iowa State knocked out VT very quickly, and I was very upset about it.
Well, they
didn't play Virginia.
No, not Virginia.
You mean Wisconsin?
Tech. Wisconsin.
That's who it is.
Sorry, I'm thinking the wrong side of the bracket.
Yeah. So so I'm gonna root for Miami for 2 reasons. Actually, 3 reasons. Edgerrin James, Reggie Wayne, and The Rock.
Ooh, I'm gonna root for Miami not because of my bracket. It's because of Devin Hester.
Devin Hester went there?
Yeah.
The U is awesome. Their football program is sick. Look at that. You got The Rock, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James, and Devin Hester, all alumni of Miami football.
And Ed Reed.
Oh my God.
And Lawrence Taylor.
What a team. What a team. What a program.
Do you know how good Miami was at football in the 80s?
Oh my God.
Not as good as Notre Dame.
Oh, shut up. Okay, I still want Miami to win.
What's your guys' national title team? Now that Gonzaga and Arizona are out, who do you think is going to win the national championship?
I think if Duke can kind of keep it if Duke can kind of keep it under pressure and Duke can see out the tournament and Coach K could cut the net and go out on top, I think that'd be a wonderful storyline. I love those kind of script-like moments in sports where it all kind of comes together in the perfect moment.
As a journalist, I would love to see that as well. However, I want to see Duke lose in the national championship for some odd reason. I think it could be Duke, North Carolina, Villanova, and then I'm going to go with Miami just because I feel like it. And I think that experience plays a big role in March Madness and playing as a team. And I'm going to go with Villanova. That's my team.
Give me the winners or the winner of Purdue or St. Peter's. Whoever wins that game, I want them to win it all.
Our sports director for
Andy, you might need to stop talking basketball.
Our sports director for Newslink, Indiana, actually put I think he put $2 down on St. Peter's winning the national championship.
Yes.
And if they do, he gets like $500.
Joey did? Like, when did he do that?
This morning.
Oh, that's you can still get $500. I'm doing that now.
You do that.
Doug is gonna win it all.
We do not promote underage gambling. Sorry,
but if it's legal,
it's not.
You have to be 21, Andy.
That's why I said we don't promote underage gambling.
We will talk about gambling a little bit later.
21.
We will talk about gambling a little bit later. First off, let's kind of run through the NFL offseason so far. We talked big last week about the NFL offseason. This week, we are only about 2 weeks in, fellas. We are still very, very young in the NFL offseason, but I want to hear one winner and one winner of the NFL offseason so far, and one team that still needs to make some additions in order to have a quote-unquote successful offseason.
Got it.
Zach, guess, do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. I'll pick the team that you did not pick, Daniel. I'm going to go with Kansas City, and I know that you guys don't like the whole Kansas City thing.
That's interesting.
I honestly like it. The way that with Kansas City that I really didn't like last year is think about the wide receiver room that they have besides Travis Kelce. You have Tyreek Hill, Demarcus Robinson, Byron Pringle, like 3 guys.
Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, Mecole Hardman. Yes, sorry. Forgot
whatever his name is.
Forgot Mecole Hardman. What's a common thing between all of those guys?
They
all are the exact same person. They all are wide receivers who are solely good at just being fast and doing go routes. You now bring in 2 guys. You bring in Juju Smith-Schuster, who is a very, very good slot guy and has very good route running.
They're paying him millions of dollars to make TikTok dances with Jackson Mahomes.
No,
I don't care. I don't care about the TikTok dances. I care about his route running, okay?
He said he's not going to.
And they picked up a guy, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who can be sort of like a go. He's not like fast, but he's very good at getting open downfield.
But no way those 2 are better than freaking Tyreek.
Yes, but their offense is now different, which means that the defense is going to have a harder time adjusting to figure out what they're going to do on offense, okay?
Fine.
And I don't think we mentioned Kelce at tight end too much yet.
Yeah, think about
he's still the best tight end.
He's still good
in the NFL.
Yeah.
Think about
that's some silence.
I like Kittle more. But that's just me personally.
I disagree. And that's just me personally.
But think about the 2 teams who were in the Super Bowl. Their wide receiver room, every single person on their wide receiver room was a different type of receiver. Mm-hmm. So the defense could have no idea who they were going to get the ball to. They could throw it to Cooper Kupp. They could go downfield to Van Jefferson. And Odell Beckham Jr. could make a spectacular catch.
I think kind of diversifying the offense.
Yes. The way that the Chiefs were able to the way that the Chiefs were broken down last season was because they did the exact same thing on offense every single time. So defenses were able to see that and scheme around that. Like, oh, it's a go route to Tyreek Hill. Oh, never mind. It's a go route to Mecole Hardman. Oh, never mind. It's the same thing over and over and over again with a different receiver every single time. Now you have different guys. I think that's great.
I can back that, and we'll see what the Chiefs do. I think in a couple, I saw it on ESPN, I believe, they were doing like projected playoff, and they had Chiefs like missing out on the playoff.
No way.
I don't think the Tyreek Hill move made them completely miss out on the playoff. No. I don't think they're the number 1 seed in the AFC, but I think they're comfortably still in the playoffs.
I don't know about comfortably.
I would say probably 4 or 5.
Yeah,
4 or 5.
I think they won't have to. There won't be too many like running down to the last week of the season.
I agree with that.
They can't be a 4 or they could be a 5 maybe, but they cannot be a 4 seed because I'm telling you 100% now, whoever wins the AFC West will not be a 4 seed. Because remember, it's all the divisions.
Yeah, that's true.
The winner of the AFC West is going to be the 1 seed.
Yeah,
then
I'd back that.
So they're either 1
or
2,
1 or 2 seed.
No, who's better than
the Bills?
Oh yeah, okay. Well, maybe never mind.
Speaking of the AFC West, Andy, your winners were the AFC East. Andy, your winners were the Dolphins.
Okay, so mine are. I have 4. I know.
You have an
entire conference and a division.
Yeah, okay,
I said team.
I'll explain it, okay? This is also my podcast.
AFC.
Pick the whole lot. Just one of them is going to do good.
No, okay. So I had the winners with the Dolphins, so finally going all in, having Tyreek Hill and having the cap space to be able to do that, and also having a future still where you have 2 first-round picks next. I would say... Stop. God, I know that I picked the whole AFC, okay? I get it. And then the other one, I had the entire AFC West, because the entire AFC West is absolutely insane now. The Raiders are good. The Chargers are good. The Chiefs are still good. The, what's the last team? The Broncos are really good now. And then the Chargers, I just said the Chargers again. I feel like the Chargers got a lot of more pieces that they have to work with now. You have Khalil Mack. You brought in the J.C. Jackson as well. And then just the entire AFC.
Are you reading my show notes?
No.
I feel like you just stole my response there.
No.
That's a clear segue into
Danny's pick.
Danny's pick.
No, okay, okay, and I'll re-explain AFC. By the way, the AFC is just so much. I know you guys are both NFC fans.
No, I'm an AFC. Well, I mean, I have a team.
You're a Lions fan.
Yeah, but I have in the NFC. But I still think the AFC is the better conference.
No, the AFC is blowing the NFC out of the water with talent now. The AFC conference has won this offseason.
I'd back that.
Yeah,
I'd back that.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
yeah.
I know what you're referring to.
If you had to pick which conference, yes. If you had to pick which division, yes. But I said team.
Sorry, I did not do that.
All good. No hard feelings. I also had the Chargers. I think the Chargers did a lot on defense here, which is good. They brought in Khalil Mack, who could be a perennial Pro Bowler. Give him time. Let him work with Joey Bosa. That is a ferocious front seven. They brought in J.C. Jackson, who is one of the up-and-coming top corners in the NFL, if not already one of the top corners in the NFL. And then I also think they re-signed Mike Williams. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, how Mike Williams could be a great wide receiver addition to any NFL team.
Yes.
I think bringing him back for Justin Herbert, it's just a good, solid move. I think now, though, the Chargers really put it all on the table for their coaching staff next season. If this coaching staff cannot win and win well with this team, they're going to start looking at a new coach.
And you always forget the greatest guy, the best player on the Chargers, Drew Tranquill from Carroll High School in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Drew Tranquill.
Yeah. Shout out. I think that's a good pick because I also picked them. So
yes,
I also picked them as well.
So
the Chargers,
is good.
They look good. Over to the losers. I'll take this one first. The Packers. I think it is wonderful that you have secured your franchise quarterback for the foreseeable future, but you also just lost probably the best wide receiver in your franchise's history.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't pay him. They let Devontae Adams walk. Big move. Big ups for the Raiders for getting him. Big downside for the Packers. They also lost Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I think I said Scantley earlier in the episode. I apologize for that. Scantling. They let him walk as well. Now I think they have Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard.
Yeah,
man, that's just an absolute dynasty that Green Bay is building.
And Equiminius St. Brown.
No, he left.
Oh my God,
he left. He went to
where did he go?
Where did he go?
Did
he go to Tampa?
No, he went to an NFC team.
Equiminius. That's all I remember. That's like the only guy that I kind of remembered.
He went to the Chicago Bears.
Hey, you got Equiminius.
Yay!
So good.
So he was young. He had potential, and he left as well. I think they either have to trade for a wide receiver, which that pool's pretty dried up, or they have to draft a wide receiver, but they're already pretty low in the first round to draft a high quality wide receiver. So I think it's great that Aaron Rodgers is going to be there for the rest of the career, but I don't see that team winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, just really put him down as much as I could.
Yeah. No.
It doesn't hurt that I hate the Packers, but that's a different thing.
As a Chicago Bear fan, man, I'm just so happy that you picked them, and I'm so glad that they're struggling. And the sad thing is that they're still like the third best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yep.
That's really sad.
Wait, who would be okay? So obviously the Rams outright, right?
Yep.
Rams and Bucks.
The Bucks
Rams
still?
and Bucks. Bucks.
Rams, Bucks, everyone else.
Yeah. If the Eagles have a good draft and Jalen Hurts actually starts performing like a quarterback, that's a good.
He did perform like a quarterback.
I don't hate that.
Perform like a good quarterback.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't great.
Jalen Hurts was better. Yeah, they made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs when they were projected to win like 4 games.
They got pummeled in the playoffs.
They still made them.
I don't know. I think. Well, they're not like a top 5 team in the NFC right now.
Well, no, but nobody expected them to.
I'm saying they could rise to be.
They could rise, yes. But another team in the NFC East that I have losing, Dallas Cowboys. What have you done in the offseason?
Trade away Amari Cooper.
Let Michael Gallup walk. You re-signed Ezekiel Elliott, even though Tony Pollard is so much better than him.
And Ezekiel Elliott is terribly underperforming.
Yes.
Ever since he signed that contract,
Your
he's been
O-line
downhill.
is getting worse. Your wide receiver room is getting worse.
Your O-line is leaving.
Yeah.
I mean,
They aren't doing anything. They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs and then got bounced in the first round and like panicked, and now all the guys are like, "Yeah, I want out of here." Because who wants to play for Dallas?
who wants to play for Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, exactly.
Me. Give me a roster spot.
Like Micah Parsons was amazing.
The anomaly.
He was unbelievable. This was so pointless.
Trayvon Diggs, they got Trayvon. Woo. We can.
Oh wow, 11 interceptions.
Are we going to talk about Trayvon Diggs for a minute?
Why?
The guy,
do you want to?
Not only did he have a lot of interceptions, he also gave up the most big yard
Oh, that's
plays.
true. Yeah.
He's a real hit or miss type defender.
It's like a pitcher who strikes out like 15 guys in one game and then lets up like 15 runs.
He either strikes him out or he gives up 2 home runs to the same.
It's really weird.
It's
He's a strange dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then my loser. I again picked 3 things. So I have.
Did you pick the whole NFC?
I picked the whole.
Oh
NFC.
my God.
I picked the whole NFC because they're not the AFC, and the AFC's doing too good, and the AFC's just falling behind. They have nothing now. They have Tom Brady and the Rams. Good for you. And then I did also pick the Packers. I feel like I don't really even know what the Packers are doing anymore because the Packers literally just gave up Devontae Adams. And now they have no one, and like literally everything that you guys have said, I also 100% agree with. They really haven't been doing anything. And then the last one I had was the Chiefs. I feel like I 100% disagree with your whole analysis of the Chiefs. I feel like maybe diversifying is good, but I feel like they're falling so far behind everybody else that is in the AFC West.
It's because I think
I
it's
just
a contract standpoint because now it's the time you have to pay Kelsey, and Mahomes just got $500 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's just so many they have so much talent and they can't keep everybody.
Yeah,
But-
but they're moving in the wrong direction instead of forward.
I
feel
think-
like, which is bad.
I think we'll have to see how it plays out. I think it could be one of these moves where we say, yeah, they picked the wrong choice and they moved in the wrong direction, or this is a smart move by the front office.
Here's literally, I'm going to lay it out in brass tacks. The only 3 moves that the Chiefs have made that have made their team any different so far is that they have traded away Tyreek Hill, and in receiving what their new team will be now is Juju and Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Those guys aren't terrible.
Yeah, but they're not Tyreek Hill, and they never will be.
Yeah, because
I think that's the point.
Tyreek Hill's contract was going to be ginormous.
Yeah, who cares? Pay him. Get
You
money.
don't have money.
Get a small loan, okay?
This isn't
Small
Madden.
loan
This
of
isn't
$1 million.
This is not Madden 22.
This is not Madden 22. We don't make those kind of choices. But I think we had in our Instagram live shout out. I can't see who said it. Zach can read it out.
It is Craig McGinnis 45.
Craig
Craig McGinnis 45
Craig.
says said the NFC the NFC East New York Giants to make the playoffs this year.
Craig.
This is also a shout out to my Uncle Brian, who my family lives out in New York. He is a diehard Giants fan. I'm sorry, but that's not happening.
I don't know who else is going to win the. Probably Dallas, yeah.
Probably Dallas, and then they're gonna get a first round
Daniel
exit.
Jones.
Do you think
But
that the Giants will win more than 5 games?
maybe no? Wait, no.
I have no idea.
Unless they, I
Maybe.
think I was looking at a few mock drafts. Maybe they can sort out a little bit of the offensive line. Give Saquon Barkley another breakout type year.
Saquon's never going to have a breakout type year again. I hope you know that.
I think the Giants have 2 top 10 picks in this year's draft. Go for a lineman. Get Ike Ekwonu from NC State. Dude's a beast. I talked to him. That was nice. He's a good dude.
Oh yeah, he went to the NFL Combine.
Zach went to the NFL Combine.
I was not invited.
I got the chance to talk.
I forgot to apply.
I got the chance to talk to Ike Ekwonu, and he's a nice dude. Apparently, he does musical theater. Besides that, I think he would be great in New York. So, Craig McGinnis, I really hope that you are a fan of Ike Ekwonu and an offensive lineman, because that's what you should get.
I mean, hey, we hope you're right. I mean, as a fan of the New York Giants.
Wait, yeah. What other NFC teams?
I
are
hope
there?
you're right. I don't know.
Commanders.
And
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz and the Commanders.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
The NFC's a dumpster fire. Okay, I say it, except for the Rams, that got Allen Robinson. Rams are looking good.
The reigning Super Bowl champions are from the NFC. No
That
matter how pumped the last two Super Bowl champions are NFC.
But I will
teams.
say the reigning Pro Bowl champions is the AFC. So
yeah, the game where no one.
I don't think the Pro Bowl counts, right?
Max Crosby tried.
The only person who tried in that game was Darius Leonard
Max Crosby.
Max Crosby.
Yes.
That's it.
Darius did try. What was that?
My Siri on my watch just turned on.
Gosh.
Maybe Siri.
I have that problem too.
I think Siri wants to talk about MLB.
Yes.
I think Siri also
What a
wants
great
to talk about the
transition.
MLB. Speaking of the MLB, today's this or that. We're just doing one today.
What
see?
Man, see,
Siri's just popping up.
I'm saying Siri.
So,
God.
here's what we're going to do for the this or that today. We have one question. Andy is going to be the judge / mediator / picks who has the most correct argument. And Zach and I will be the two argumentative.
Yes.
Arguing.
Sure. All right. Let's go. Daniel.
You're the
What's
host.
the question?
Should Pete Rose be reinstated and allowed into Cooperstown, i.e. the MLB and Major League Baseball or Baseball Hall of Fame?
Do you want to go first, Daniel?
Daniel, go.
No. I don't think you should. Sorry, no.
That's all the time we have. Thank you very much.
That's how we're going to start it. First, I'm going to say Pete Rose is technically already in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, right?
He's in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame. His
Not the Hall
memorabilia,
of Fame.
his memorabilia is in Cooperstown. His accolades are recognized by the MLB, but he will never have a plaque in the Hall of Fame, and I believe that is just. Here's a quote from the MLB. It hangs in the entrance of every MLB clubhouse. Any player, umpire, or club or league official or employee who shall bet any sum whatsoever upon any baseball game in connection with which the bettor has a duty to perform shall be declared permanently ineligible. Pete Rose played 4,330, coached or played over 4,000 MLB games. He saw that statement in every clubhouse he walked into, and he still decided to do what he did. When you break the rules, there are consequences. When you know the rules, there are consequences, and this is a consequence.
Okay. Zach, go.
That's a really good argument.
You know what's a better argument?
Stats is a better argument. Okay, let's look at the stats. All right. I'm going to say yes. Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. Why? Because here, let's pull up the stats. He's the all-time MLB record holder in hits with 4,256. That's a lot of hits.
Yeah.
That's a lot of hits. Yes, he has 3 batting titles, which means that he was probably one of the best players ever at his position. He won a World Series 3 times. He's made 17 All-Star appearances at 5 different positions, a league MVP, 2 Golden Gloves, and just an absolute dominant 24-year career.
He's a unit.
He was a unit. With those stats, it's like the Tim Duncan of baseball, right? It's kind of like underrated, and people are like, when they look back at it, they're like, oh my gosh, this guy was dominant in his era. But it's not Tim Duncan because Tim Duncan did not have a gambling problem. Yeah, but if you're looking at the stats, like baseball Hall of Fame, like it could just be about baseball, not like
ruining the integrity of the sport or something.
You know what else is ruining the integrity of the sport? Roids. But you know who else is in there? All the guys that are on roids.
That's a different story.
Exactly.
All of the guys that are on roids.
If this dude is one of the greatest hitters of all time in Major League Baseball, it would be a shame to not put him in there.
Okay, nobody using steroids in the MLB.
Big Papi just got in.
No, sorry. Nobody that was using steroids in the MLB gave themselves an inside advantage in terms of gambling or betting because of knowing the outcome of the game.
They gave themselves an inside advantage of having jacked muscles.
They gave themselves
the ball
an internal advantage.
I don't think they placed any financials on it. They
placed financials into their body with the roids. They paid money for those.
Even if I feel like you're not being too unbiased here, Andy. I think, yes, they used roids, but no, they did not have the potential ability to alter the course of a game. Pete Rose did have that ability.
But 4,256 hits.
Yeah.
Was he one of the greatest players at his position?
Yes.
Probably.
Was he terrific? Would he not be in the Hall of Fame?
Was he terrific at multiple positions throughout his career? Yes. Did he play the game with an immense amount of heart and passion? Yes. Will he be remembered as one of the greats? Yes. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? No. Did he gamble on his own games? Yes. Did he structurally damage the integrity of Major League Baseball?
3 World Series champions.
Yes.
2 Golden Gloves.
You know what? I'm going to go with a tie. Daniel, you laid out a lot of great things.
No. We're going to flip a coin.
Yeah, we're going to flip a coin.
Well, you know what? Honestly, let's not even flip a coin.
Heads or tails.
Okay, let's do that then. We'll see.
Oh, wait, we probably should have called it first. Here, let's reflip. Do you want heads? I'll take tails.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
This is what's going to
flip a
determine
coin.
it.
Thanks, Google.
Heads. All right, so I unfortunately lost this debate.
Pete Rose, Danny's right. No. Thank you for coming to the Underqualified Knuckleheads podcast. We're getting out of here. I'll see you later.
No, is that actually going to be?
No.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? No, I was just trying to get out of here because I'm right.
Oh, no, yeah. Oh, okay. But, no, he's never going to be in the Hall of Fame anyway because he's already barred or, taken out of it. So
right.
That's what I...
So anything, it really doesn't matter. Daniel wins no matter what.
He's the Tim Duncan of baseball without a gambling problem.
And I am the Tim Duncan of arguing over sports topics. Give me some.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, either way, that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Underqualified Knuckleheads podcast. Zach Greer, thank you so much for joining us this week. It's always a pleasure, man.
I appreciate you guys having me on. It's a lot of fun.
No problem. Thank you.
Have a great week.
And have a great weekend, guys.
I'm gonna say it. See you next week.